Hello. So I've adjusted my game audio down just so that hopefully you can hear me a little bit better. If it's too low, please leave a comment letting me know that. I think I'm going to keep it. Have it the main about 50%, so I think I'm going to keep it that way. So my next step is to find some place to sleep so I can get rid of this rain. I don't like to steal villagers' beds, but I don't know. Maybe there's some way I can make my own bed. We'll see. This needs to be... how can I make this good work? Sorry, I just see this and it makes me want to pull this back too. Then I've got to pull this back. These back too, I think. Maybe even all the way for this. Might as well just clean this up while I'm up here. I don't like working in the rain. I think it's weird. I don't know why. Because it's not like I'm getting wet. I'm sitting here in a dry office, so I'm not getting wet, but I just don't like being in the rain. So I try to sleep whenever I can. Straighten this out a little bit. There's no reason for that to suggest going off the edge there. When I clean up these paths, I will tell you that I very rarely have villagers going off the edges of cliffs anymore. Let's see. So that one would be cleaned up too, I think. Maybe. Am I looking at this right? It's easy for me to make paths, but when I'm trying to, make sure that they're right, it's a little bit more tricky. A rule of thumb is that if this extends down 2, then this should extend up 2. They should overlap by 2, just so that they're overlapped in the center. So I think now that's about right. I could even bring that back one more. Let's do that. And then this needs to be pathified. Okay. Alright, and I need to put steps here, but I need wood for that. So let me go see if I can find... There's not a lot of places here. Not a lot of houses. So by that sense, not a lot of villagers. Alright, well, looks like I'm working in the rain unless this house is unoccupied. No, okay. That's fine. Oh, well. Do I? I can always replace it later, I guess. I don't think they'll mind if I do this. Or should I take the yellow for a yellow bed? It doesn't matter. It's just a temporary place to sleep right now. Probably over in this crevice. I just need some wood. I have wood, I think, yep. So I just need and just make a bed. When you start out Minecraft, you start out really poor. And so I'm sleeping outside, but that's okay. There's no mosquitoes.
Respawn point set. Respawn point set.
Thank you, David. That voice is Windows voice, David. That got turned on somehow, and I have no idea how. It just did. Make some shears. If I find some sheep, I'll replace their wool. I don't think they'll notice until then. Okay, move this over here. I've also turned on click, so you can see where I click. I don't know if that's helpful or not. Again, leave a comment if you have an opinion. And this is... So I'm not sure why this path is here. I do know why that's there. They like to put a tube, and I like to keep that because it's their center of town sort of a thing. They just happen to have a fountain here, and they want to keep that fountain, so I kind of like to keep it for them. So in order to join this, maybe I should do something like this, because ultimately that's my goal, is to prettify Minecraft. And honestly, the way that the developers have designed the making of villages it's a full-time job. And it's fun. I find it fun. That's why I do it. That's why I have this channel, because I think it's fun, and I think other people, not everyone, but other people would find it fun too. I'm gonna get rid of this whole place here. And you know, it's just like almost like, I mean, it's just a mouse and keyboard, but it's kind of like working with the hands. I don't know. It feels that way anyway. And I put a hole there, put stuff in there. And there we go. And it just makes me feel better to make this place look better. I don't know if that makes any sense to anyone else. By all means, I need to get some, let me know. Not in a neurotic way. Like, I don't have to be perfect, but I like, you know, I just like creating something. I just like making something and making it look nice. Nothing wrong with that. Even if it's not permanent, even if it's not physical, even if it's not in my real life, it's just something small I like doing. And some people, you know, they like protecting villages from pillagers and going in, and I like that too sometimes, you know? I like normal Minecraft too sometimes, and I might do that on this channel. I don't know. I haven't decided yet, but that's kind of what the fun of having a channel is the ability to decide things. And you know, if someday this channel makes money, that's frosting. That's not why I'm doing this, but that would be cool. I'm doing this because this is something I love to do, and I want to share it. I need to make another shovel. Both of my I think that is the best way to start any channel, honestly, is you love something and you want to share it. And you're not bothered by your own voice. I mean, back in the day, I used to hate the sound of my own voice, but I got used to it. I started realizing, you know, I'm the one that hears my voice differently. Everyone hears my voice this way, and it's not a bad voice. It's just not what I hear, and so it makes me a little uncomfortable. And then it's just like, you know, this is normal for people when they're talking to me, so why should I, you know, be offended by it? Why should I be bothered by it? And so I kind of got over it gradually, but I got over it. Oh, see, this is what causes villagers to occasionally fall to their deaths. Oh, man. Oh, I've seen it happen. I know it happens. It's just, you know, I think I might cut this off entirely. One of the ways that I've found sometimes work for deleting paths. It doesn't always work, especially if there's water too nearby or it's raining. But one thing I found that works sometimes, where did I put my crafting dealie? I think it's down here. Is to get, I'll just make a stone one right now, get a hoe, and just go over it with a hoe, and then the hoe, most of it will become just plain dirt again, and then grass, and it's just a little bit easier. I can't do down there because there's water that's too close. I think it does become dirt anyway. Well, what I can do, if I want to, is if it does become that, is just jump on it a couple of times. See, that block right there becomes, yeah, so just come here and boop. Yeah, well, like that one time. Sometimes it takes more than one time, yeah, like right there. Or if you jump from a higher thing, it just makes life a little bit easier, a little bit quicker sometimes. And sometimes, like the first time it was raining when I was doing that, I'm like, why is this so watered? And it's like, duh. But the developers really thought that one out. I like that. I like that, you know, they could have said not concerned, cannot consider the rain. But I like that about Minecraft developers, is that they seem to be concerned about what, realism in some sense. Obviously, they're working on a platform that is, almost spites realism with its blocky nature and stuff, but they try to come in and get as much realism as possible when they can, and I respect that. I respect that. This is their art form. Their art form is making this, at least. I hope it still is. It is when you first start. But sometimes when things become successful, people don't necessarily have as much. It's not really about the thing as it is about the financial nature of the business, which is important in itself. A business has to stay afloat. A business has to, provide value for its stakeholders, whether they be shareholders or whether they be,